Hello, everybody. We are back here with Bass for the grand finals of the very first SVE Master Championship, and we have a surprise guest, or maybe not so surprise guest. We have a different fight, community ambassador, who is here to volunteer his time to cast the very final match. How are you feeling?
Thank you very much for having me. Very, very happy to be here as well. I mean, it's also just like a very nice, opportunity. So it's going to be exciting, going to be a good time. And, it's also the set 5 format that basically just started in English that I think is, I think for a lot of people, kind of an unexplored ground. And at the same time, people picking up from where Japan left off and trying to improvise on it. So I've seen what decks are in the finals, and it definitely does look like they picked up the best of Japan, and also took what was doing. It was a bit, I'd say, underperforming in Japan. So I think it also is an example of definitely picking up on some of the scraps in that sense too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for your benefit, Chris, we did actually see a lot of Control Haven today. We saw Egg Haven. We actually have one sword deck in the top 8. It was very reminiscent of the Grand Prix, actually. So
okay.
Yeah, it was interesting in that respect, but Egg Haven did make it too far. It's not the grand finals. But we will kick it off into the first deck list of the grand finals. So it is the Forest list, piloted by OOC. So we actually already casted this exact matchup, these two players, in round 2, and they made it all the way to the grand finals. So Baz and I have already given our opinions in this deck. So obviously this deck is very solid in BPO 5. The addition of Spinaria adds a lot of much needed consistency and explosive plays that allows you to even play Homecoming. But what would you like to call out for this deck list, different fight?
The Starry Elf is interesting. I remember when I was like preparing what list to present for this set, I was thinking, Starry Elf is very unique in that sense that you basically do spend a turn just searching an amulet, if you play it early. But in that sense, like whether you have or don't have Harvest Festival in rotation can sometimes be quite backbreaking just because of how much it adds to your general, just not running out of gas. So I'm quite a big fan of just running that as a one of. Silver Bolt together with the King Elephant is kind of surprising because you're sort of like dipping into both options here. But Elephant, I think, is still the main, like, most consistent way of closing out games. And then Spinaria just helps to, of course, find the tissue. Maybe, the one of Silver Bolt helps with not whiffing off of Spinaria too. But we'll see that, if that actually comes up in the finals or not.
Yeah, and for the second deck list, so Tanjiro, so he's bringing Control Haven, which is one of the most popular, I think the highest representation deck in the top 8 today. So very formidable deck in terms of the control options. So much removal. Marwyn is a huge pain to get rid of. And also, this particular deck list, I don't think I saw this much in Japan, was 3 copies of the Instatued Seraph. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that wasn't very common, in my opinion, at least when the set was out in Japan. But I think if you're really leaning into that sort of like, control game plan, it sort of makes sense, although I'm not sure if I would have seen myself playing 3 copies of it, which I think is quite surprising. Would like to get your thoughts on that too. But I mean, it definitely is sort of like the most consistent way of just like setting up Aegis, Guardian Sun without any real effort or any like risks, as long as you don't draw into your Guardian Sun early. But just the addition of Marwyn, I mean, that card is insane, right? I think everyone that's been playing in their locals and going to tournaments in this format, or even just playing in today's tournament, probably got to experience that. Giving up a turn for Marwyn is not as bad as you might think. So honestly, I think this deck is going to be very, very strong, and I'm curious how the tournaments going forward will adapt to Control Haven being popular, right? Because if you see that this is going to be popular in all over the place, maybe in different regions, will people start playing faster decks to try to deal with it and not give it a chance to actually set up and win through his regular game plan? So pretty curious to see how things will develop from here on out too.
Yeah, so we actually saw quite a few players run Seraph today. I think he's the only one running 3 copies, but I think there's two theories here. The first one is obviously Marwyn ramping into Seraph. Is pretty good against some decks, and we saw in the top 8 match, someone managed to play this on turn 6, and then that was like their win condition against Ramp Dragon, so it's very strong in that respect. I also think he just wants to draw it every game, and because they don't run Prison Priestess anymore, they feel like they need to run like the additional copies in order to draw it. But we will see whether or not it works out for Tanjiro. Baz, are we ready to go with the cast?
We very much are ready to go with the cast. I'll get that up now for you guys. We got a 1 for Forest and a 1 for Haven. So I'm gonna re-roll that because funny. 2, 6. So
Ooh.
6 for Forest, 2 for Haven. The Evo point distribution throughout the day, I think, has been interesting. Where we've been.
Sorry, Baz,
players
just double checking.
way-
I don't
Yes.
appear to have the stream.
Don't-
It's the same link as before.
It is. I will give it to you now. Boop, boop. So
Technical difficulties, everyone. No worries.
rewind
We'll
a
get
tiny
it
bit
fixed.
so you can see the re-roll come through. While we wait for him to get that up, I do want to bring up, actually, speaking of the deck list in round 2. I know, Chris, you brought up the Marwyn, for example, when we propose. Ironically enough, the round 2 matchup we had, we saw the Omen come out on Tanjiro's side only for OAC to just deal with it straight away with Cresselia, Eve, and Tia, run in a bunch of damage and just win the game almost straight after that skip turn.
Yes, the risk, right?
Oh no, this is not the right one.
Yeah, so and it's just funny with the talk about the risk there. Obviously, like 9 times out of 10, you're all right. Obviously, the gamble is definitely worth it. But there's also times against some of these, I'll say, other high tempo decks where you could be caught out and just die. Like, straight lose because you lose on that turn. I know, obviously, Forest can do it. Egg Haven is another example, I think, of decks that can do it as well. So yeah, it should be. Hold on, it should be this.
I've got a live now. We've got it working.
You got it?
All good.
All good?
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Sorry about the
We're
technical
in.
difficulties. I
Alright,
swear we didn't
so
change anything with
roll.
the settings, but
Yeah.
We're
Okay,
locked
die
in.
rolls going through anyways. And so it was a 2 for Forest and a 6 for Haven. And yeah, so Evo points is the thing I'm watching out for. Because yeah, there's been a lot of players that have kind of taken them that maybe should have given them away, and some that have given away that should have taken them. He's gonna be on Forest side here, so yeah, definitely happy to see they've been kept on Forest side, not given to Haven, I think, this time.
sorry, the order was a little bit wrong. So it is second for mid-range forest and first for control haven. And different fight for your benefit, we've been calling him Demon Slayer Tanjiro.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he appreciates it, but you know, he has a picture of Uni being banned. It's his display picture, so I'm sure he enjoys the names.
It's fantastic. Okay, so already getting started here, getting the Marwyn starts too. That's a pretty good start if you're Haven. I mean, you usually don't really have much to do turn 1, so it's definitely pretty good. Got the Marwyn set up, so kind of telegraphing that play a little bit. I definitely like quite like OOC's playmat as well, with the little play points on the side. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. So he is one of the local whales of the scene. So he bought 6 cases of BPO5, keeping the SVE dream alive for the rest of us. And here he's looking to recoup some of the costs. Looking to recoup some of the costs with the big cash prize from the grand finals.
Oh wow, that's actually pretty huge. So play the Skuna turn 1, EP Evo'd it, and then essentially just went for the Fina right after. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, it's a really great aggressive opener. I really like how it's shaping up for him at the moment.
Yeah, it's like very aggressive start. I think finding the Skuna after that is also good, so you can still like combine her for your big push plays. But against Haven, you don't really have time to sit, right? So it's like being able to aggress is good. I want to see him read the, like, you know, test the waters a little bit here with the Fina. Just like swing and see if there's a quick. Yeah.
Well,
There
they
you
do
go.
run like
Get
they
that
do
out
run
the way.
like 12 copies of quicks.
Yeah, it's like you want to just let them burn through, so whatever play you make, you know, is not going to get removed. It's a little sequencing that actually is very important. And wow, actually, I see the one of search for the amulet. Good stuff.
Very important in this matchup, because you will run out of card resources if you don't have the Harvest Festival. So this is that small bit of tech that I think is actually brought into the grand finals.
Yeah, it's like it is a tech, but whether you do or don't have this, it really changes how the game's going to be played.
Yeah.
All right, so making
Putting
sure
out.
both players know what card it is.
Oh. I don't know what's happened.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
The Harvest
Like
Festival is
that?
too
No!
strong.
The Harvest Festival!
Okay. So it's having fun loading in. Ignore my buffering. I gotta try and find where we are. About here.
Okay,
There you go. I
We're
think
back,
that's
we're back.
almost
A little bit.
perfect, actually. So there you
Hey, we'll
go.
backtrack to the Fina turn.
So we're almost there. We're almost there. There you go. That's close enough, I feel. Yeah, cool with the elf. Didn't actually see that at all today, let alone from obviously with dispatch. It's cool to see that, and it kind of just reminds me from game one as well, Beamer, right, where we had the unfortunate Harvest Festival tap, right, being used as a play point instead of being bounced, which obviously did what we lost the draw for the rest of the game for game one. Hopefully it doesn't happen here. But
We saw someone
we've seen a
with-
big show mid-range forest being successful, having great bounces, great draw power, and then not so much, and then having about 17 fairy wisps on the board. So it's a great mixture, I guess, of different mid-range forests.
All right, so now we're back basically to where we started. Get the little cut real quick, and then I mean it really is a bit of a race against time though for OOC, because it's like you don't have that many ways to. I mean, luckily the Starry Alpha is good on stats, but you need to be putting down a lot of pressure here to try to make a dent in the Haven game plan. Otherwise, they're just going to be removing your stuff, healing up, and then Marwyn comes down, stalls into Aegis comes down, and then you're basically just counting down until the end. And here we go. Speaking of Marwyn, goes for the skip turn. Get the draw, get the heal, get the pass turn, the play point. It's so good.
Yeah, so one of the things that we've seen a lot today is using the Crystalia tier in order to answer the Marwyn, because there's not many like efficient ways of clearing this, even if you get an extra turn, right? But if you have the tiers 7/7 Russian stats, so we'll just have to see how he does it. And I think this is a very good start to clearing this board, right? I mean, obviously the 2 Wisp allows you to combo 3 very easily, so I'm assuming he's going to set up for that in the next turn.
Yep. So in terms of just answering the big 8/8, it's definitely good, and this will be first 3 damage in. The mage also gives you another 4, so you need just one more. And the issue is, I mean, you do have 2 turns to contribute to it. So it's gonna gain back a turn.
Little surprised that he swung first. He could have waited for the draw first, but I guess he probably has an answer in mind already.
That's true. Alright, 5 play points to try to deal 5 damage to this Marwyn. Optimally, you want the Princess Mage to go into face here.
I mean, tier's the perfect answer, right? You get 5 damage rush and keep the 2/2, maybe even bounce it back.
Okay, double wisp.
Spinario.
Ooh, Spinario, okay. That is going to be combo 3.
So you get your play points back.
What do we find out the top? Spell-wise, I don't particularly see anything that would...
Tier off the top?
Right now.
Tier off the top would be very strong.
Sunday Garden.
I guess actually Sunday is also fine because you can just race. But even with a race, it's a bit slightly awkward.
Yeah, because it's kind of board lock, isn't he? You can't really trade the Wisp in because they don't have rush.
Yeah, they were played this turn, right? So I feel like there was also, I mean, it's like you want the Wisp for the combo, but then you could also have committed one of them last turn just to have the 5 on board, just to swing into Marwyn.
Okay.
No, this is going to be
Spring Green. Yeah.
Spring Green.
5/5, yeah. So that can now clear the Marwyn.
Good, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, Marwyn is like, it's... The skip turn isn't so much that you're losing out, it's more you're just presenting a challenge to your opponent, and they have to deal with it.
I mean, and you heal 3, and you draw a card. It's like, you're not really losing. Yeah, you're not losing tempo, really.
Giving your opponent a dual puzzle when you're just healing 3,
So this is 1, 2, 3,
5.
The
5
5th card, so this gets the full buff.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. 5/5 into face, on top of getting rid of the Marwyn. It's pretty good.
I feel like this is a very well played turn from OOC, to be honest. I mean, I don't think you would expect from the Spinario for him to get the 5/5 Storm in. and to clear the Marlin. So
Yep. Yeah, just ward the spin area just in case.
Wow.
So I feel like in this matchup you don't need the ward as much. It's like you might as well just keep it chilling, waiting a turn, just so it doesn't get traded off.
he
So I
might
guess
have been
protect the-
thinking, yeah. I was thinking he might have been playing around like the John or like the Marwin potentially. So the John will be forced to trade into the 3/5, and then the 5/5 will survive. So that's probably his reasoning, I would assume.
Yeah, Thunder with the Themis pass, Themis Bellringer pass. Nothing matters. No ward, no nothing.
This is a Themis bait if I've ever seen one.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
All right.
But I think here we're really seeing the power of Harvest Festival because he's able to kind of like play big boards every turn, but not run down on card hand size. We actually saw a game in round 1, which Baz was referring to, where they didn't have Harvest Festival, so they kept bouncing Spring Green. And it's like the only time I've ever seen someone have 7 wisps on the board, multiple turns in a row. So,
He ran out of wisp tokens to actually.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta like reach into your storage.
I'm surprised he even had 6,
Let me
bro.
get these freaking wisps out
Yeah.
here.
Just
Well,
to
I
the
mean,
point
it's better
where you
than-
had, what, 4 wisp tokens on the actual board, like 3 or 4 in the EX area, just constantly.
Yep.
And that was the threat. So, I mean, I guess it sort of worked because it did actually drag the game out, ironically enough, as Bellringer gets cleared there.
But as opposed to different fight, not being able to find the Leonidas result from the
Yeah, I was gonna say. It was like me freaking like scrambling for my Leonidas token. The worst part is that then I went through, like I was like cleaning up my cards the other day, and I like found a stack of knights that I thought was just, you know, a stack of knights. Then in the middle I see a Leonidas as well. I was like, oh my god.
I actually said
Where
on
were
the
you?
I said on the chat at the stream, I said, I bet you different fight gave away all of his resolves. And then like a few minutes later, you're like, I gave them all away. I'm like, that's
It's like, it's every time I go to an event, sometimes people actually come up and go like, do you still have a will by any chance? I'm like, sorry, no. I gave them all away. It's like the first time I gave away tokens, they ran out immediately. It was like by far the most popular one. Even though like Leonidas isn't necessarily played that much anymore in Japan, it's like it still comes back randomly sometimes. So it's like kind of funny.
It's easy to tech one, right? Like no matter what format. Cards always
Yeah. As long as it's not too fast, it's like you might see it being played. All right,
as
so
it is-
now it's what, turn 7, if I'm not mistaken. Cassiopeia's gonna come down.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna be big damage.
4/5's not that easy to clear either.
MVP, one of the MVPs of the day for sure. I feel like dealing with. Well, I think there's actually been even a couple matches, right? That kind of just determined off the Cassio. I think even like the last one, right, that OC was in.
I think he played 3 last time.
Being able to bounce it and rotate using them actually got him the win there. As we see, Mini Aegis the third.
Yeah.
Just being evoed there, and again just leaves it up as okay. I'm just gonna sit here now. I think he even skipped his turn for the Evo. So he's actually held on to 4 play points. It looks like there. So
Oh, really?
gonna have.
No, I don't think he skipped the turn. I think it's just
Yeah, it looks like he
painful.
paid the full play points.
Okay. On my screen, those points are green. So
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
He probably didn't mark it off, but he would have verbally declared it to his opponent, is what I think.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like once we get to like 8 play points, it's actually pretty easy for them to clear. Or like present the damage and then still get some chip into the face. So we'll see.
Might be a little too much to like skip your turn when they can just hard cast Elephant and then evolve it on the
Yeah,
turn.
right.
I mean, he could also be looking to beta with an Acolyte's Light, right? Just straight up banish it.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is
Seen
true.
That happened
True.
quite a few times, so it could be an option. Deliberately just baiting that. I mean, we talked about the Themis bait just a couple times ago, so.
Dude, this Harvest Festival is doing so much work. It's like
It would be
Yeah,
impossible
third
to
or
keep
fourth
this up.
time we're seeing it resolve.
I think it's drawn like 7 cards or something off it. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good old Forest Draw Engine. So.
So
Because
in terms
usually
of,
what... Yeah, you go.
Oh, sorry. Just somebody in chat was asking for the defense totals. So right now, I believe on the Haven side we're at 19, and on the Forest side we're at 22. So still, you know,
Yep.
it feels like we're still very much at the beginning in terms of how much damage has been done. But in terms of how the game state's progressed, it's definitely getting close to the end here.
I think Forest feels pretty good because they're not running out of cards, and that's usually the lose condition. But
Yeah.
like Harvest Festival plus answering everything, plus having the tier, plus having H. My God. Like eventually you do run out of resources as a control haven player. Plus, one thing I want to call out as well is that Tanjiro runs 3 copies of Seraph, and OOC has effectively blocked off the opportunity for him to cast it safely. So like even if he had it in hand, he can't play it. And especially if he drew multiple copies, then like part of his hand is completely dead right now.
Yep.
Yeah. And the board now as well is like also very similar to when he did try to play the Seraph and lost in round 2. So although the tier being bounced, which we didn't see before from OOC, so I'm going to also be able to hold that for another Crystalia later and Sunday into Sunday.
Ooh.
So you
Sunday
like
for
Hell's
Sunday.
draws?
Are you still at 7 cards in hand? Looks like it's like just barely at the border.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
actually,
yeah.
they had to discard one.
Yeah. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
You can't really see it, but he discarded Elfchild May, I'm pretty sure. Just
Definitely
for
not going
viewers.
to play that much in this matchup.
Yeah.
Oh my
Is that
god,
another
Marwin again.
Yeah.
He doesn't stop.
Yeah.
This dude won't get off the couch.
We were talking about how he gets ripped in the future, like comes back.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
huge. Bro does
Right.
get off the couch. Good for him.
Whole meat diet, hitting the gym, just insane.
Who was his like enemy like from the Colosseum? Because like I think canonically like they all had like someone who defeated them, right? Like who pushed him to go to the gym? Do you guys remember?
I don't.
Who was on the Colosseum side? Well, Wilbur is the one on the if we're talking about class specific, right?
I don't think they were like actually
I don't
class.
think Wilbur would. Yeah, that's why I'm like.
Makes him go slow.
Yeah, it's like, why would the ward man be like, yeah, bro, gym
Yeah,
time?
bro.
Be like, no, actually, you're a great ward.
Another
bro.
ancient
Like,
elf? Come on, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You're just finding everything here. It's kind of crazy.
I feel like after that second game, Forest is every time we've seen it, it's just been like on point. You know, like just almost every time.
I have lost to this particular player, my locals, a few times. He's actually from Sydney, so.
Oh yeah, just in case you guys missed out on DF missed out, this is actually Beamer's best friend.
Whoa! I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Yeah, he just every moment he can, it's like, yeah, man, this is my man from Sydney.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, did you know he's from? Hey, man, do you know this guy? He pulls boxes. He's great. Did you know that? He's great.
Well, I mean, I will note it's a fun trivia actually. His entire deck is max rarity, apart from the tiers. I think he doesn't want the world
You know what I mean? He just knows everything. You see what I mean? He just.
Well, you play with these guys every week. Of course you would like. I do think it's cool that like I can't play, but like someone I play with regularly is able to make the top 2.
He's playing, yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I had the same, but my man only got to top 25. So I mean, yeah, we don't talk about it. We just leave it alone. Repose 3 clear 2. He's out of reposes now, so hip hip hooray. But now we get Aegis time.
Yeah,
so it's no different, really.
It's reaching that phase of the game now where things are starting to get way too dangerous for the Forest side.
Yep.
Another Tia. All right. I mean, they've been bounced so many times now, and you're also presenting a lot of stats on board, so
Harvest
it's good to kind of force them. Maybe like bait out a Timus.
Yep.
Let's see. Both players on
Drop
big
right
hands
in.
too.
Yeah, usually you wouldn't be able to do this repeatedly. It's like literally you have to draw Harvest Festival, but you can never do this.
Okay, so
Here comes the Jean.
Jean, yep. I mean, does the same thing, right? Gets a health up as well. Is that what, 24 I'm seeing now? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
On one side, 20 the other. I believe their health counts haven't matched, so they'll obviously have to correct that in a bit. I'm going to take the most health one, probably is the correct one, after the Jean there.
So I think 20 should be the Haven side, 24 should be the Forest side because of all the Sundays.
Yeah, yep. And
so crazy.
So how do I draw 700 cards this turn? Okay. Last time this happened, he saw 2 cards, got angry, got like see it in his hands. He got angry, and then rearrange the cards up like under the deck. So that was.
I reckon it was double elephant. I reckon.
Yeah, we're
Like,
pretty sure. We're like 90%
Oof.
sure. Like, it's double elephant. Especially just the way the rest of the match turned out for top 4. So he's going to Evo. He's going to bounce the Jean. Very nice. He's going to remove that entirely because you can't do that on Aegis, right? So and all the reposes are gone, even if you could do it on them. It's Ancient Elf again, bro.
Bro, all 3.
Yeah,
At least it's out of Evos. Should be alright.
So
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
How many times has Elf just ruined a game? As an
Look,
aggro
it doesn't.
player for you guys?
It doesn't
It's
ruin the
just-
game. It's a 5-5 on turn 3, right? That's when it's ruining the game.
Have you tried playing Aggro Abyss Beamer? Because it does then.
Yeah.
Trust me, buddy. It's not fun.
The one deck.
Yeah,
whose life
set
it
2,
ruins.
set 3, bro. Like Ancient Elf into being bounced 500 times. I'm just not playing. I give up. I'm just gone.
Oh, see at like what 26 life now? That's crazy.
Yeah.
How many times did we bounce the Harvest Festival? Do we take a shot every time?
Trying to die, bro.
It's just along the side of the whiffs, I guess. Well, we did the whiffs alongside the Harvest Festival. Yeah, I don't think we'd be sleeping again. That's for sure. Or maybe we'd be that buzzed we'd just pass out. I don't know, actually.
I
Like, I've
wonder
been
which
up for-
one they'll adjust their life totals because they are slightly off between each other.
Yeah.
Because that's always like kind of awkward where it's like, wait, when did you heal? What did you do? What do you mean you're off? I had lethal in hand. What do you mean you're not dead?
Yeah, I healed like 3 turns ago, man. What do you mean? Didn't you see when I
Yeah.
pressed the button?
Ooh, the Guardian Sun search.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I do think it's
ready.
like one of those situations where like it's so close to Elephant Evo that like if you try to go Aegis plus the Guardian Sun, then you run into the unavoidable damage from the Elephant, right? So
Ooh,
it's
yeah.
like it's nice to set it up, but I don't know how much value you get. But he does slam the in statute Seraphon, so
Yep. Burrowing out.
Mhm. Only
So-
2 cards left in hand, and one of them is the Guardian Sun.
Yep.
At least
I
it
guess
looks
the
like 2 cards.
Bell Ringer is a pseudo draw though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically 3. And
Oh no, got 3. Never mind. It's now 4.
And technically Stairway is like Globe as well as a draw if you tap it, even though it's play point count.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We're at the
it's
point
still
now
not
where-
good either way. And now he's going to start finally taking damage. So back to 20.
Yep.
2
Oh my God,
harvests?
another festival.
Bro.
Must be setting up the
Festival
Elephant, right?
All year round. Yeah,
there we
yeah,
go.
It is. Yeah.
There we go, yeah.
So,
It's gonna be huge.
How big is that though?
9.
9
so
damage.
1 plus return number of
The
cards.
dice.
Yeah, it's
God.
Oh,
10.
gonna start looking
10.
funny.
Yeah. I mean, I count that as 10, right? The 6-4.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Evo on top of
Yep.
that. Want to point out he's only got 1 Evo King Elephant in his deck, by the way. So when he's going for it, he's going for it.
He's going for it. This could be
So,
it.
Yeah, it's gonna be very.
I mean,
very
isn't it-
close.
It's
Isn't
like
it?
20. 20, I think. I think.
Yeah, that's crazy. This actually, even with the heals, if there is no answer.
Oh, could
Oh,
play
just
Scott
with the
Hall.
heal?
Dark Offering.
Well, what is the HP though?
So that's +3. So he would go to 23. So I think he's literally on 3.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. But yeah,
That's crazy.
that's the 1 play point.
Barely
save.
survives. That's insane.
But now he's got what, like a 20/20 King Elephant? Like, do you even get over that? Like, you have to banish it. That's the only option, right? You have to have a
You definitely have access to it as long as you find like a
Acolyte's
a
Light.
Themis or an Acolyte's Light. You can actually
Yeah,
just clear it solo, but
that's so rough.
this is what we're
Already seen
seeing
him use that.
them not checking up on each other's life total. So this is something that I want to also tell people watching. In Japan, they have a
Yeah.
very strong kind of like reinforcement of if you play in a serious tournament, you should at all times at the end of your turn say how many play points you're passing on, and whenever a defense change happens, declare it out loud. So it's like
Yeah.
I take 2 damage, I have like 17 left life.
Yeah.
You know, like just declare it, just so both players can go like, oh wait, what? Weren't you a 19? It's like, oh no, I took this damage. It's like, oh, okay. You know, you can kind of like fix it together. So that's why, you see this little discussion here between the players on like, okay, where did you take this damage? Where did you heal this? So it's very
I
important.
was
to
actually
avoid these
there
issues.
when this happened, right? It's not a live match. But I recall the guy was like
A way to
20.
break
Like,
the magic.
I actually don't know how the match ends because we were ready for the cast. But yeah, anyway, the guy was like 20. So I don't think it was actually like a.
It was like, yeah, man. Did you count the cards? He seemed literally discarding. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
This one. There's definitely a Harvest Festival tossed in there, which fair enough to be honest, because like, don't need. This guy's gonna put all
They've
his.
done it.
die
What
on
is
this
this? What
card.
is this diet? What the? What is this?
Like 12, 18. You just need to 2. There you go, buddy.
Yeah, there's a 20.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a
that's when you
20.
just need those 20-sided die. Like,
Oh
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
One
The
is
one
one
time.
moment. Like, yeah, I guess I'll get out the 20-sided. It's like, what? There's Acolytes. Straight
Okay.
into Acolytes. Did he top deck that? Or did he.
Might have just been
Either
holding it, but didn't
way.
have the play points.
Yeah, maybe. Either way, saved.
Yeah.
So
And now
until
up to
a normal
3.
King Elephant drops, I guess, or something.
He has 2 turns left until Seraph cracks.
Yeah,
So he needs to
yeah.
finish the
Oh.
game somewhat soon.
Festival.
Silver Bolt? I don't know.
Guidance.
Silver Bolt?
Oh yeah, he runs
Oh
one
my
Silver
God,
Bolt.
yeah.
You're right.
The
A lot of the
unreactable.
lists, a lot of the lists today actually were either not running Silver Bolt at all, or like we only saw it once the whole day. They actually be
In
playing.
this
Wait.
matchup, it's so important.
Yeah, no, that's it. I think that's it. Oh no, just
Oh,
Elephant.
Elephant number
Oh,
2.
Does he have it?
He's
Still
got
has a
play
storm.
points.
Still has a storm, but
6,
is it gonna connect? Or is there an answer?
9.
4 cards in hand.
Yeah, he's got play points left over.
Oh, hovering over something.
Okay, he's gonna quick tap, so he technically heals off this.
Does he live
Right.
or does he need removal?
No, this is still 9 damage.
Nah, it's game.
Oh,
yeah.
GG's.
It's okay. I'm gonna jump like sniper, boys. Don't worry, I got it. 2 damage.
Congratulations.
He takes it.
You know, I've got a
King
funny
Elephant
story
is
about
crazy.
this, about this particular guy,
Oh,
right?
here we
Because
go.
he already,
Here we go again.
I've already told Chris, but okay. So basically, he's already got a place of Igni tokens, which we got back from last year from Worlds, and when we're doing a giveaway, he submitted one and was like, you have to say one nice thing about a different fight mode to get the token. But like the way he wrote it, it was just like, give me different fight token, please. And I was like, that's not eligible, like for the competition, bro. And so like, obviously he just looked like, all right, I'll just try harder this tournament then. And he literally comes here and he comes first place and he wins himself a different fight token. So
Oh, damn. Let's go.
that was the
Congrats.
main incentive.
Congrats, OOC. You get
And
one
also,
of
like,
my private scribblings.
I will also say, one of the admins who stayed up until very late today, is a big fan of yours, different fight. You should send
thank
her.
you very much.
You should send her
Appreciate
an
it.
ambassador token at some point in time.
Yeah,
Personally,
for
I am.
sure. I mean, I think whenever we have people from Australia coming over here all the time, so I think the next time somebody's here, I'll just pass them some to distribute. Because I oftentimes
still
hear people
waiting on
asking,
mine.
it's like, oh, like I'm, like I organize tournaments, like I'm like the TO for our locals. Is there any way we can get some? And I'm like, I need to check with the staff to make sure what I can and can't do. But when people come up and ask in person, then it's like, well, this is what they're for, right? So it's always easier that way. But yeah.
Yep.
Man, that was a cool finals. Actually, very cool to see Forest succeed in a control-based format where it's like it really is do or die on finding festival, and so Starry Elf is looking to be a staple. Might even go up from being a one of, honestly. We'll see how things change here, but OOC definitely earned that dub, and it was a very, very well played too.
You gotta
does
feel bad
get
for
to walk
Tanjiro though, because like round 2, he loses to OOC, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna make it to the finals." Makes it to the finals, same dude. All right, revenge time. Loses again. So that's gonna feel kind of bad. But at the same time, obviously, like the match was a lot better. He was able to play it out a lot better. It's just unfortunate. Like what are you doing against a 2020 elephant? You know, like obviously we saw the Acolytes Light come next turn. But like you don't have like, oh yeah, just gonna hold an Acolytes Light in case your elephant does 2020. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, don't worry about it. So a little obviously sad for Tanjiro, but also for OSC, obviously to get the win. So a few times throughout the day, Pilot Forest to be very, very strong. Obviously we had like a Tana Haven. You did miss out, Chris, on Disdain a little bit earlier today.
Oof.
I know that hurts a little bit, but I mean, with all the Haven running around to see Forest on top, I know there's been a lot of discussion about at least in my locals as well, about trying to make Forest work against Haven. We got proof now. So obviously it's not every time, but we have some proof there. But yeah, big congrats to OAC.
Yeah, very good stuff, honestly. Very, very fun to watch. And, huge props to Beam and the team for organizing this. Definitely a very nice tournament as well, just to get like that first look at the set 5 meta. And it's like, the cool thing about set 5 is that a lot of the decks from this format will stay very good, if not get supported by set 6. So it's going to be, especially like, I mean, it almost feels like Forest was like half of its package for Hunter Forest is just waiting for it in set 6. It's like Dragon gets so much out of Phylene, like Ward, Stormhaven becomes kind of relevant again next set too. So it's gonna be a very, very fun format going forward. But definitely, for everyone that's enjoying set 5, engage with your locals, check out all the kind of cool stuff that's happening, and make sure to train up because there's a lot of cool events coming forward very soon. So look forward to that as well.
So a few words. Ambassador, different fight, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Round of applause. Round of applause.
So from my end, as tournament organizer, thank you to everyone who participated in today's event. I know we had a few hiccups, but I'm glad you all stuck with us and we managed to pull off, 70-person tournament. We give out a lot of cash. We'll be getting a different fight and an Ignidius token. And also thank you to all the volunteers. Everyone here worked, free of charge today, just because we're passionate about the community. Baz and I and pretty much all the staff are Australian except one guy who's American. So like we pretty much stayed up all the way from midnight through to what is now 10 a.m. But we're happy to help out the community from that respect. And then a final thank you as well to Different Fight as well for volunteering his time. Also he's not being paid for this, but he woke up at I think it's 8 a.m. JST, and then he just rolled out of bed, got dressed, and came here to cast. So
with the Street Fighter 2.
I think it's literally
my ambassador.
Our ambassador right here. I think for Chris and I, it's almost the same time, if not literally the same time, because of the way time zones work. Apparently, Adelaide and Japan like the same. I don't know why.
Like 8:40 here right now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm a little bit.
Is it half an hour apart?
I'm half an hour off.
Yeah, you're in a weird half an hour time zone.
Yeah, it's odd, but I now see the sun outside when I didn't earlier, and same with Beamer. So I don't know. Everything's we're dying. I don't know how we managed to pull this one off. But
everyone, give a huge thank you to your casters, Baz and Bima. Well, Bima's your everything. He's your caster. Your TO. Your tech guy. Everything.
Deck maker.
Thank you to the boys.
Tier list updater after this
event.
Yeah. We'll do a bit of content after the event as well. So tier list will be updated. I'll probably do a tournament report, maybe even behind the scenes look at how we managed to organize the tournament. But thanks to everyone who came over to support us. This YouTube channel, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll pump up more content in the future. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Hope to see you guys in the future as well. And this is Beamer, Different Fight, and that's 59. And we are tuning out. Thank you so much.